There are 3 major endgame modes in Wuthering Wave: the Tower, the Hologram, and the Illusive realm. And today, I'm going to be giving you a complete rundown on each one of the game mode, including what they are, how they're different from each other, and the reward they give. So if you're excited to play any of these game modes, hit the like on the videos for me so I can get a head count, and let's very quickly get started into our first and endgame mode, the Tower. The Tower is going to be your main focus in the Wuthering Wave endgame. You'll be going through 2 introductory stage and then move on to the Hazard Zone, which is where the game actually begins. The Tower of the Hazard Zone come in 3 sides, and in each side, you're going to be met with different floors that have different enemy layout, and your objective for each of these chambers are always the same. Defeat all the enemy before your timer runs out. Ideally, you want to defeat all of them within 2 minutes, which maximizes your reward. Based on your clear time, you can get awarded up to 3 crests, and if you obtain all 30 crests in the Hazard Zone, it can award you up to 700 of the premium currency, asteroid, as well as deep record material that you can use to purchase out materials in the shop. But most importantly is that the Tower is how you obtain the shiny phantom version of the monkey boss Echo. So for the most part, the Tower is a DPS check. The most important part is that this reset on a monthly basis. So after a month again, you can go through the entire tower and earn all of these rewards once again, but potentially with a different enemy lineup. And if you're coming from Genshin Impact, then this is kind of like the Abyss in Genshin Impact, except it really isn't. So let me just toss that idea out for you real quick. One of the things you should understand about Wuthering Wave Tower is that the chambers are not continuous. You don't have to clear all the floor in the same tower as once. Each chamber acts as its own individual instant that you can clear anytime. The tower in Wuthering Wave actually work off a Vigor system, where each floor will cost you a certain amount of Vigors based on the difficulty of the floor. Each characters will begin with 10 Vigor that can use throughout the entire Hazard Zone, and as you clear each individual chamber, you see the Vigor for your characters start to go down. In simpler words, if I were to clear this first floor with these 3 characters right now, you can see that they all is going to go from 10 Vigors to 9 Vigor. I can then use any of these characters to beat any of the other floor, provided they have enough Vigor for that floor. So in this case, I'm clearing the 3rd floor, which costs 3 Vigor. My Taoshi that I have not used yet have 10 Vigor, and I can put her in this party, which put her at 7 Vigor later. However, my Kaocharo and Jinyan has already been in some of the floor, and therefore have used some of their Vigor. In the case of Kaocharo, he has 9, and costing 3 Vigor means he goes down to 6. The trick here is that all 4 within the same tower will always add up to 10 Vigor in total. So you can run the exact same characters on every single floor within the same side. The tower in the middle is the hardest with level 100 enemy, and each of these 4 costs you 5 Vigor, which again add up to a total of 10. The main key here is that you can mix and match character however you want. Here you can see I cleared the 2 different chambers within the same side of the tower using completely different characters. There are 6 unique characters being used here, and they just simply consume the corresponding Vigor. While the most obvious solution is to position your character like this, you can alternatively also do it like this, where the stronger characters get the harder floor. While the minimum amount of team you need for the tower is 3 team, you can also run more than that. You can run 4 team, 5 team, 6 team, whatever team situate your situation better. Every tower has a buff to it, so you might want to run specific character to take advantage of the buff. There are certain floors that are more focused on AoE damage. There are certain floors that are more focused on boss, or they can just put both. Now, something you should really know is that because each chamber is separate, not only do you recover full HP and ult at the beginning of each chamber, you can actually share gear. What you could do is run Jian on the first chamber, clear the chamber, then switch to Kaocharo and pass the weapon from Jian over the Kaocharo. And this worked because each individual chamber is separate in Wuthering Wave, which means you only need 1 weapon in this game and 1 echo set in this game, assuming you can share all of them. This is one of the major reasons why I recommend everyone pull for the 5-star sword, because when you have 1 sword, you can run Rover with that sword, and then you can switch that sword over to Danji and then run another chamber. This is really big for anyone to know, so make sure to share it with your friends. And if that part helped you out, make sure to subscribe to the channel along with your friend, because we're about to move on to the next session that's even harder, the hologram. The hologram is one of the most difficult content that Wuthering Wave has to offer right now. That is because one wrong move and you're gonna get one-shotted. Beating the hologram will award you with a one-time reward of either material, primo gem, or shiny echo. And of course, if you beat all the hologram in the boss, then you can collect everything. There are currently 4 unique different hologram boss available in the game. There are 6 difficulty offered for each hologram boss, with difficulty 2 adding advanced pattern compared to difficulty 1, while difficulty 4 add enhanced pattern compared to difficulty 3. For example, against the monkey boss, at difficulty 4 and higher, it will additionally spawn Ninja Monkey after its attack that will shoot projectile at you. The boss will grow its attack infinitely until it one-shot you, so no amount of shooting and healing will save you, but most importantly is that it does reward you for properly dodging. There's 2 specific buffs in mind. If you have never taken any damage, then your intro skill will reduce the enemy resonance, but most importantly, every 10 times you perform an evasion, your next attack will also reduce the enemy resonance by a huge amount. So yeah, these are like pretty much unbeatable unless you have perfect gameplay. No amount of gear will save you. This is the full meaning of a check of skills. Fortunately, skill is what I have plenty, so if you just want to see someone clear because you can't do it, you can check me out on Twitch. One of the things you should know about this game mode is that while solo run is possible, you're much better off with at least 2 characters in your party. That is because every time you do an intro outro, it will massively stagger the enemy stagger bar, and it's really going to help you get those damage in, on top of proccing the intro passive that you see on difficulty 5+. And for this reason, you see most people recommend you to just start with 2 characters in this game. 1 main DPS and then ideally 1 really low investment support character like Marina, so that you can focus all your resource onto 1 character. In addition to the fact that, again, you can share weapon and echo and tower, which means you only really need 1 DPS worth of echoes and weapon in this game to complete both of these game modes. We're expecting the developer of Kuro Game to continuously add more and more difficult hologram bosses, including some of the most iconic boss in this game like Scar, so there's gonna be a lot of challenging boss coming out. And I saw this question on my Discord, and that is, are these holograms gonna be repeatable itself even after you beat it? And the answer is yes. You can challenge these holograms as many a time as you want, even after you beat it, to attempt to get a better score. You have 5 minutes to beat each hologram, but generally speaking, DPS is not gonna be a problem unless you're super under level, because the boss themselves only go up to level 85, unlike Tower where they go up to level 100. It is more likely that you fail because you just sucked and you got one-shotted instead. But regardless, at the end of each clear, your clear time is actually gonna get recorded. So we can be seeing some community leaderboard, community tournament, and stuff like that. But if all of these seems too challenging for you, that's okay, because there are something for everyone in Wuthering Wave. Because we're about to cover the casual mode, which is Depth of Illusion Realm. In this game mode, you get access to an assist echo as well as potentially assist characters. And then after each group of monsters that you defeat, you are then given a selection of buff that you can additionally choose. So if your idea is that you want to make a healer really OP as a DPS, you can. This is basically the roguelike mode. Use my skill to increase energy regen. Oh, my ult is back. Wow. You can earn memory points by clearing each chamber within the Depth of Illusion realm, which can then be used to obtain passive buff. These buffs go from very simple stuff like increase your damage or increase your HP, or even just giving you more refresh opportunity, and they can really help you clear in case you're struggling with the run. There are only 4 characters currently available for this game mode, and between all of these, you're gonna have to run all of them anyway, just because there are achievements to clear with each of them, and that's gonna give you more award. This is one of the major reasons why everybody should be building Rover, the main character, from the beginning, because he will be available for this game mode, and your gear, like your echo as well as your weapon, do matter in this game mode as well. But also, don't tell anyone I told you this, but Baiji is actually the most broken character in this game mode by far. So it is completely true that you can turn your healer into a broken DPS, because that's exactly what's going to happen in this game mode. This game mode seems to be run on a 2-month cycle, and once again, it comes with a shop where you can buy out material, shiny echo, or again, premium currency like the Asterite. But I expect them to add more available characters later to this game mode or just run these characters on a rotation. So it's probably a good idea to just build whatever character you like, because at some point you'll probably get to use them, which is one of the greatest part about this game. Because to be honest, personally, I think healer doesn't have a lot of value in this game right now, mostly because the tower game mode is a DPS check, so you rather have more damage, and then the hologram game mode one-shot you anyway, so you don't get to heal. But I fully expect Kuro Games to continuously to come up with even more endgame mode in the future. Something like a mob swarming could really use a healer, because then you take a lot of chip damage. And so this is one of the coolest part about Wuthering Wave, is that I feel like every character will potentially have a use in the future. But for now, certain characters are definitely stronger than the others. Verena. With that being said, I have a tier list video coming out in just 2 days, so if you want to know which character are stronger, at least in my opinion, then you can subscribe for that video. But regardless, I hope that this video helped you kind of understand the different available game mode right now in Wuthering Wave, and I hope that you guys are looking forward to it. So yeah, bye.